Hello friends, this is Justin Red and today we are going to talk about why World of Warcraft The War Within it's the best expansion we've had in a long time. As a disclaimer, please know that I've been playing this game for more than 15 years through many expansions, and now I want to compare the one that we have right now, which is The War Within, with what we had in the past. So without further ado, let's talk about leveling. The leveling experience has been great, I must say. It's been a very good experience considering you only had to do the campaign to reach level 79. The campaign was better than the previous expansions, I must say, in terms of storytelling. You can tell they put much more work into it. And in terms of quality of cinematics, the quality of cinematics, I think it improved a lot from the past expansions, and right now what we have is a better all-around experience when it comes to the story and of course to how the quests are. So for the campaign I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10, maybe an 8.5 out of 10. So let's get to the world quest. As soon as you reach level 80, you will start to do world quests. What I think when it comes to world quests, I feel like they made an improvement from the world quests from Dragonflight. Dragonflight world quest just felt pointless, not that fun to be honest. Maybe it was just me, just because I did not enjoy the overall theme of Dragonflight. I felt it was a bit too much on the Disney side, and now we are back in the World of Warcraft. Let's say we have dwarves, we have ugly spiders. Of course, I like the vibe way more than what we had in Dragonflight, to be fair. So World Quest I think is a step up from what we had in the past. They have been added in Legion if I'm not mistaken, and they did a pretty good job in Legion with them as well, but they downgraded from there in my opinion, but now it's in a pretty good state. So for the world quests I think I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 actually. There are just a few world quests in Ashkahet that I don't really enjoy because the spawn rates are very slow on those spiders that you have to kill, or mobs in general, but if they fix that I think the world quest experience would be much better. So I can't give them a 10 out of 10, but a 9 out of 10 is fine. Now let's go to the delves, guys. The delves have been added this expansion as a new feature, let's say a new big thing that we have to do in this expansion. What are they like? In the beginning they felt like they did what they wanted to do, like what Blizzard intended them to do, basically be a way for players that like to take more of a single player approach of the game and gear up in that way. So in the beginning they felt good, they didn't feel too hard, but they didn't feel too easy either. When you got to those higher tiers it felt that you had a challenge. Then they wanted to make them harder because the item level that delves give you is very high. What I mean from very high, so for a tier 8 delve you get a 603 item level. Sometimes you can get a 610 if you have one of those maps, and of course you have to do bountiful delves. So if you have a map and you do a bountiful delve, you will get another chest at the end, another epic chest, and you will have another item in there that can be 610 item level. So a lot of gear, a lot of good gear coming from the delves, and they felt that people were doing them way too easy. But in my opinion they did overtune the delves way too much and they made them not fun anymore. Now they did a couple of hot fixes and it feels better. You can actually do a tier 8 yourself. If you have around 600 item level, I think it should be good for you, but it depends on the classes. I must say I have not tried delves on other classes besides my paladin, so I don't know if it's harder or not, but maybe it is, depends, it depends. I mean, every classes have a lot of cooldowns right now. Every class basically has a stun, a heal, a shield or something like that. So, delves right now, I feel that they do need to work on them a little bit just to fix, I don't know, the challenge, or maybe I think it has to be a little more clear on how you do them, because people prefer to do them as a 5 party, or in the beginning when they did overtune them a lot, they preferred them to do them as a party of 3 with 1 healer, 1 tank and 1 DPS, which I think is counterintuitive, because these delves are meant to be a single player experience, right? They really wanted the single player experience with the delves, and it's not really happening right now. People just do them in a party. I know people like me might do them solo and having fun with it, but I still think they need to be fixed a little bit more to make so, because right now it's not that fun, I should say. At the end of the delve you have a boss, and that boss takes like 10,000 years to be killed, which I think is kind of boring. So for the delves, if they were as they were in the beginning, I would give them a 7 out of 10, but right now I think it's a 5 out of 10 for me. I'm not really enjoying them that much. I love that it gives you good gear actually, but in terms of enjoyment, I can't say they are that enjoyable. So 5 out of 10 for the delves. Mythic Dungeons. So for the Mythic Dungeons, guys, I know we just entered the Mythic Plus week like 2 days ago here in Europe, and I must say that I've been enjoying a couple of Mythic Dungeons. I had the time to do a +5 and a +6. I was a bit unlucky just because 2 of my healers that I had just DC'd because their power went out in the whole neighborhood, which is kind of unlucky, I must say. So yeah, but I did complete a +5 and multiple +3s, +4s. And I think it's M+. I enjoy M+ a lot, and I must say that the seasonal affix is pretty nice. You need to take into consideration that you need to have some AoE CC or something, interrupts and stuff like that to get the ascension. And actually I really like the fact that it gives you something in return if you use it correctly and you kill all of those ascendants thingies mobs. So in conclusion, I think the seasonal affix is pretty fun. M+ is one of my most loved features in every expansion, to be honest. I like raiding as well. I like some PvP on the side of. I had seasons when I played PvP, but I can't really talk about PvP for this season because I haven't played any PvP. So let's just stick on the PvE side. So M+, for what it is right now, I think I will give it an 8 out of 10. It's not insane, but the dungeons that they chose I think are pretty fun. The seasonal dungeons and the seasonal affix is pretty fun as well, and I like it that it gives you a bit of a challenge, a drawback as well, and stuff like that. So right now let's talk about the big boy, the raid. I think they nailed it with this raid, guys. For a first raid of the expansion, actually, if I think about it, most of the first raids of the expansion have been really fun. For Dragonflight, it has been a very fun raid. For Shadowlands, it has been a very fine raid. If you remember Sire Denatrius, which I think he should be actually the main villain of Shadowlands. So yeah, Nerub Ar Palace I think is a very fun raid. For me, what I like the most is the Brute Twister boss, and actually I like the final boss, Queen Ansurek. Is a pretty fun boss. I think it's very challenging, but in a good way. It's not like stupid hard. The mechanics are very well thought of, and which I think are actually a lot of mechanics that they just gathered from other bosses like Tindral, like Razaget, Razaget, you know, with the platforms and stuff like that. And what else does she have? I mean, she has a lot of mechanics, but none of them are boring, I should say. All of them feel very fun. So Nerub our palace, my favorite bosses as I said is Queen Ansurek and Broad Twister Ovinax actually, but Kaivesa is very fun. But the first boss is easy, but it's also fun as well with the mechanics that it has and everything. So I'm going to give this raid a 9 out of 10 actually, maybe a 9.5 out of 10, because I'm always having fun in this raid. To be honest, I'm never bored. I like all the bosses, some more than others, but yeah, in conclusion I think this is a very good raid. And now let's talk about the classes and how they feel. I've been playing a couple of classes. I've been playing Death Knight and Paladin the most. I did play a little bit of Demon Hunter as well, and a little bit of Hunter, Survival Hunter. For me, I think they did a great job with the hero talents. They add a little bit of spice to the talent tree, even though I think it's pretty bloated what we have right now in terms of the spells, but I've been talking about this for a long time. I mean, this is my opinion for a long. We do have many spells, but in terms of class identity, I think the classes feel pretty good right now with the hero talents and what they provide. So these are the major changes of the War Within. If I missed anything and that you want me to talk about, please write in the comments. Don't forget to throw a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. See you next time.